Excellent. So now the stream has kicked off on Twitch and YouTube. Just about to receive the feed on YouTube. Go. I'll just test audio now. All right, turning volume up and second test, audio test. All right, that's working. Great. Yeah, I always get the error from YouTube that it's not receiving enough feed. That's okay though. Let's actually go live, guys. All right, awesome. Welcome to another stream. Okay, so today really the topic, as you can see on the title, I'm really testing Notebook LLM because I've really been liking Notebook LLM lately. And I just think that there's so much you can actually do with Notebook LLM, especially when you combine it with Gemini. So really today I wanted to test Notebook LLM, have it do a lot of research for me, give it a few prompts, try and figure out um, what kind of research topics we can actually work on, and then eventually make a website, right? So no code at all, no coding, just using Notebook LLM, Google Gemini Canvas, and then if we have time, I will test out the same website plan in Dyad using some open source models. So let's actually give this a go. My volume's a bit low, by the way. Let me check this out. Okay, this is a bit better now. All right. Yeah, I've cranked that volume up all the way. Still a bit low. That's all right. All right, so this is the plan, guys. I have the plan right here. You've got a few steps. The first step really is we're going to open up Notebook LM. Let's do that. Order. LM. Okay, guys. So first thing we want to do is create a new notebook, right? So the first thing I really want to do is figure out a topic. Now, what's the topic that we can actually build? I just want this can be a test topic, but I do want to set up a topic and think of a topic that I can actually build a website on. a topic that I'm kind of familiar with, and I actually work on a lot of tech. So I'm really thinking, any ideas, guys? Any ideas on any topics that we can work on? I should have actually thought of the topic even before getting on the stream. Okay, okay. So let's do one thing. This is something that I definitely want to learn, something I'm super interested in, which is AWS Media Services. There isn't much information out there on AWS Media Services, right? So I think this will be a good topic to actually create, and also maybe we could actually see what else Notebook LLM can actually do for us. So let's actually get into it, right? So what we're gonna do is first we're going to we're gonna give Notebook LM a prompt to actually research these things, right? So let's actually go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's do this. So rather than just talking about AWS Media Services, I want to talk about how small and medium-sized businesses, so how small and medium-sized businesses and startups can leverage live streaming and live streaming live video streaming and web radio broadcast and podcasting to increase audience engagement and sales for their products and solutions. I'm just going to keep and sales in 2026. Let's keep it really specific. So how small and medium size, I'm going to just correct that. Make that a small, medium size businesses and startups. Live video streaming. open source applications. We want to make it, okay, so how small and medium-sized businesses and startups can leverage live video streaming, web radio broadcast, and podcasting open source application. Okay, now hang on. Open source applications and tools. Can leverage how small and medium-sized businesses and startups can leverage open source applications and tools in how small and medium-sized businesses and startups can leverage open source applications and tools in live video streaming, web radio broadcast, and podcasting to increase audience engagement and sales in 2026. All right, so this is really the topic, and I'm going to actually select deep research for this. And let's go ahead and try this out. So I've given it the topic. Now, NotebookLM is going to actually do research on this topic. So let's just let it just do this. This can take a while, right? On the stream. I want to name this. So let's name it open source application research. Right, so let's just call it open source application. Title this of this notebook. I gotta get rid of that stream elements. Yeah, really on Twitch. This could take a while. Definitely gonna take a while. So I think this is gonna be like some kind of um a website that just shares information. So it's gonna be like an informatic website. See how it works out. Okay, so it's come back with several sources, and I'm so glad it came back with Owncast. That's an interesting source, actually. I've not never seen this before. Excellent. Castorpod is just great for podcasting. Excellent. Deploy Owncast. The moment I select all. Okay, excellent. So it's come up with these sources. Now let's see what we want to do next. So now what we can do is go to Google Gemini. I want to. Now this is just a test, right? I don't know what the results are going to be like. But we're gonna actually see if I can select. Ah, create an image, canvas, deep research, guided learning. Can't I select the notebook though? Notebook LM, okay. And this, I want to select this notebook, add, okay. So now I want to give it a prompt over here. I have maybe I can just. Okay, so here is a prompt, and I'll leave the prompt in the description as well. I want to check if that's the full prompt. Okay, so I've attached my notebook LM containing my website assets. Before writing any code, act as a senior web architect, analyze the notebook, and propose a detailed sitemap. And section by section structure for a single page website. Also specify what content goes into each section. And suggest a color palette based on my brand guidelines. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So okay. So let's actually do this. Now I'm going to use the pro version here. I'm going to see if it actually does work, because this will give us a good prompt if I use the pro version, right? So let's actually go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go. No, that's not what I want. So it didn't actually work. Why is that? Okay. All right. So let's go back to Notebook LM. Maybe because I didn't import them. Import. So I probably forgot to import them. So let's try this again. That's fine if that source is behind a paywall. Okay. All right. So now we've got 39 sources. I'm going to try this again, right? Maybe I didn't import them. See. Excellent. So it looks like it's working now. This is excellent because it's got a proper call to action as well where they can actually schedule a call with me. Okay, so we've got this. So now, okay, so now this structure looks great. So what we're going to do, we're going to give it another prompt. And we're going to use Canvas, right? We're going to try Pro, but if it, let's see. Maybe we'll try Pro or we may try, yeah, we'll try Pro. Okay, so now I really like the structure, to be honest. I really like what it's doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and try this in Canvas. Let's see if it actually does work. Okay, so something went wrong. It says you reached, okay, yeah, I've reached the, let's try fast, okay? But at least we got the structure using Pro. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to use the same structure in Dyad with some open source models and see if it works there. I think I should upgrade, to be really honest. That's going to help. All right, while this is going on, I'm going to turn on the Mac. Hey, it's still taking a while. While it's doing that, let's remote into the Mac. Now, I do want to see. Okay, looks like I've obviously run out of credit, but What we can do, let's go back to Notebook LM. Okay. Yeah, I think having the pro version definitely would, but hey, look, this is great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run this in a bit when I start getting a bit more credit. I'm going to go ahead and run the rest of it tomorrow. But this is actually good. So the idea was over here is to actually now prompt it to build a website and then prompt it to improve the website. So that's really all it was. I just wanted to just see how I could actually use Notebook LLM to get all the sources and then create a website using Google Gemini Canvas, right? Which is awesome. All right, cool. So guys, I think this is it. I've come to an end. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Cheers. I'll talk to you later.